Hello everyone, my name is Megan Ballingy and I'm one of the librarians at Heartland Community College. I have a short video for you for your English 101 class that focuses on searching for resources for that annotated bibliography worksheet. All of the websites I will have linked down below in the description, and also there will be timestamps on each of those sections in the video. So let's get started. I think it would be really helpful if I just went to Google and started searching an example that I'm going to use for this whole video. So the example that I'm using is plastics in the ocean. And when I search that phrase, I find a lot of articles, websites that provide information. I'm going to show you later a way that you can take step-by-step, and this is on, I believe, on your annotated bibliography worksheet as well. Take a step-by-step process through evaluating resources that you find on the internet in general. So I'll show you where that is also located. But just getting started with research, it is very helpful when you start to Google. And the reason I'm doing this right now at the beginning of this video is because we want to think about the words or phrases that we use when we search. Because searching Google and searching our library catalog and searching our library databases are going to be a little bit different. And we want to think about and probably capture at least like open a document, whether it's on your computer or just writing down a few notes about the phrases that you use when you search. I search plastics in the ocean, but you could also probably search ocean garbage, plastic waste, plastic pollution. Also, I'm reminded of plastic straws and turtles. And another one that I found was marine plastics. So by looking up all those different terms, we might find different results. Just taking a look at the results. So we have over 25 million. That's too many to take a look through. So you probably want to narrow it down more. And using Google, you can always click more, use the tools or the settings to narrow down your search results. But also when you are looking, just kind of skimming through, looking at websites, sometimes these are easy to figure out whether it's a source that you would trust, or sometimes it is a little more difficult. I do know, just looking at this one, I'm familiar with this, the NOAA organization, the government organization, National Ocean Service. It's part of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. So this is just because I know of this organization, it's one that I would probably trust with providing information to me. Going down this list, I'm not sure. You'll find a lot of orgs, you'll find .coms, probably .nets. I would be a lot less wanting to take a look at those and wanted to trust those. Something like National Geographic, I already know that organization. The Guardian, that's a publication. Anything with ads, usually I just don't even look at those, because those are organizations or companies that are paying to have these links right up at the top. So that's just a little info about searching to get us started. Usually I would say with any project, just searching in Google and taking a look at what you find, looking at Wikipedia articles, it's fine, just as long as you are not selecting from those results things that you're going to cite in your paper or put in an annotated bibliography. Googling something to get started, to get some ideas, there's nothing wrong with that. You just want to back that up with reputable sources. So that's what we're going to take a look at. This is the English 101 library guide. I have some materials within this guide that you'll probably use for your worksheet. Let's look at finding books and using our iShare system. On this page, there is information for requesting books through iShare. We have a book pickup system that we now have in place where you can go through these steps. If you find a book that you would like, you can just follow the instructions and we will have it ready for you at the library. Let's search within iShare and take a look at a few different resources. I'm just going to start with that first phrase, plastics in oceans. But this would be an example of if you are searching, this is technically our library catalog. I'm going to click on all iShare libraries. What this will do is search all Illinois libraries that are part of this system so that you can search for materials that we may not have in our library. And I would also suggest signing in so that you can see all of the results. And if you're going to request a book to pick up for yourself, you'll already be logged in. Again, with the topic that you are going to search, remember I mentioned writing down some of those other phrases. Maybe I want to start with plastics in oceans, but maybe I also want to search marine plastics or another phrase. With any database, any catalog, just keep in mind that it's trial and error, and you won't necessarily find what you're looking for right away with one search. You're going to have to search multiple times, and that's totally fine. Search one phrase, take a look to see what you have in your search results, usually which will appear right in the middle of the screen, and then go back if you still are trying to find something. Most of the time I find my frustration, and I know students get frustrated when you can't find something right away. Usually the problem is you haven't found that phrase that either the catalog or the database or an internet search recognizes. So you usually have to try a few different ones. So just be curious and patient. And if you need help, of course, contact us at the library. We would be happy to help. Okay, with iShare and with the databases we'll be looking at, on the left-hand side, you can refine your results a little bit, or you can filter your results. I have 79 results with this search, but I can also click in the Refine Results area to remove or add information that will give me results that match that. So I can change the date of publication. Let's say I only want something that is the last 10 years maybe that has been published. I can change this from 2020 to 2010 and then apply the filter. And you'll see that I'm going to have a lot less results, but all of these are going to be results, either books, articles, videos that have been published within the last 10 years. You can also search by whether we have it at our library. If it's open access, that means it's a material that's just readily available without being behind a paywall on the internet. We can choose whether you just want a book, a video, and then there are other results. So if I click this subject, this is actually going to be super helpful for the example of plastics in oceans, because we have other subjects that falls within. So this is a place to look if you are getting frustrated with the amount of search results. You may want to search marine pollution. These are other words and phrases that you may want to write down with those other ones that we figured out earlier. Plastic marine debris. We have marine pollution, government policy, marine pollution in the Pacific Ocean. So any of these will also focus on those subjects. So if I just wanted to look at marine pollution and government policies, I could click that and apply the filters, and then I will just see those 3 results that are focusing on that. So for example, let's see, Plastic Ocean, this is a book. I can see it's from 2012. Check for available services. This means to check to see where we can get access to that book. And now we see more information about the book, and it looks like it's telling us to request this from another institution. That just means to request it from another library. They will send it to us, and then you can come pick it up. And of course, it's free. So it's just a way that we share materials. So if we don't have it at Heartland, we can get it for you. Okay, so that is a book that obviously addresses the plastic in oceans, and this is talking about a researcher that discovered, they're calling it the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in the Pacific Ocean. And I think that's referring to that really big one that's miles wide. I think I've heard about it referred to that way. Okay. And these are all books. So let's go back to the subject, and I could also, let's just reset the filters. So this will go back to our original search. So we're back to 79 results. And now we can look at, most of the results for this are books. And then we do have some videos and some published materials. Now let's look for some articles that we can find within iShare. We can change this search at the top. Instead of all iShare libraries, I'm selecting articles. And now if you look at our search results, we have a lot more. So this is almost 71,000 search results. And this is where those filters are going to really come in handy. Now you'll notice, now that we're just searching articles, there are different search filters on the left-hand side. Let's change this to, let's just look at roughly the last 10, 11 years. Also, I want these articles to be available online, and You may or may not have already talked about peer-reviewed journals. These are the basically the most academic articles that you will find. There are different levels of articles. Some will be articles that are just in magazines, some in research journals. These are going to be the types of articles that have been submitted to a journal, and then other peers in that academic discipline will review them and decide if they should be published. So if you need to find peer-reviewed journals, you can also click that. And under research type, you'll see different types of articles, newspaper articles, reviews, book chapters, etc. I'm just going to click articles for right now, and let's see. I'm going to apply the filters. Now I have about 4,500 results, so let's take a look at one of these. Let's see, this one, recycling of European plastic is a pathway for plastic debris in the ocean. Taking a look at this preview, here's the title, here's the authors. This right here, this is where this publication was originally published. Environment International. You've got a quote here and that it's available online. I'm going to click on the title and let's take a look at this a little further. My suggestion when you're searching for materials that you're going to use in any type of research project, you want to save these as you go. Even if you don't think you're going to use it later on, you will, I think, be happier if you just save everything that you find that could be remotely useful, and then you can make that decision a little bit later. I think the worst thing that can happen is you are searching for materials, and then later, if you don't save them, trying to recreate a search and to find those again can be really difficult. So I would say save as you go along. And you can do that by emailing information to yourself, by going to the actual article and then saving it either in like a Google Drive or on your computer. Just try to be organized about your search and you'll save a lot of time. Okay, so just scrolling here, I see a description. Sometimes you'll see an abstract or a summary that's going to have the summary of the information that's in the article. And then this has the full text available, and I can find it by clicking on this link. And now we're on a website that looks a lot different. This took us to a database website called Science Direct. This is the Environment International Journal, and here is our paper. If we scroll, there's the abstract. It will have our full article, and we can download the PDF. Let's see, the PDF is right here. And we can also, if you notice, there's a cite button. I can click that. And let's see, export citation to text. I can save my citation here. I can also get the citation on the previous page, which I think is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go back here. And if I scroll to the top, I see citation. And this is where I can just copy and paste a citation. So here's MLA. And I can copy and paste that one. Also, a little later, I'll show you the information for NoodleTools, and that is a citation generator that you can use. But this is also the quick citation. You always want to just double check these to make sure that they are accurate. Okay, so that is finding an article in iShare along with books. I guess we didn't find any ebooks, but it depends on your topic. There may or may not be those available. Next, we're going to look at one library database called Academic Search Complete. On this page, this is really helpful. If you haven't looked at a scholarly or academic article before, it may be really overwhelming because there's so many parts of it, and sometimes it just looks like a lot of scientific information that you can't figure out. Sometimes articles are not going to work for you, and that's also about evaluating your sources. Just like we were looking at iShare, maybe a book or an article within iShare is going to be too complicated, over the scope of what you were looking for, and that's fine. You don't have to use it. This site just explains the different parts of an article so you can better understand it. It shows you the abstract, the introduction, what you'll see in the conclusion references. It just explains it a little bit better so you can get more familiar with them. Let's search Academic Search Complete. And here is the link right to the left. This library database, again, it's going to be different than searching iShare. It's going to be different than searching Google or any other internet search engine and taking a look at finding resources there. We can start by just typing in plastics in ocean or plastic in oceans and searching. What you'll probably end up doing is combining keywords or phrases in these boxes, and that gets into a little bit more of advanced searching. Let's say you want to search for plastics in ocean and you want to focus on turtles. What I'm telling the database is I want that topic, plastics in ocean, and I want something about turtles. So this is telling Academic Search Complete that I want a combination of these terms to come back in my search results. Again, trial and error with this database as well. It looks like I have about 27 search results. And this is set up very similar to the catalog that we were looking at. We can refine our search results on the left. I can change the publication date. Here's that where I can search for peer-reviewed materials. And depending on what you're searching, you will see different source types and different information here. Let's take a look at one of these articles. Monitoring marine plastics. If you look over here on the right and you just hover over this piece of paper, this will give you a preview of the article. This article here are the authors, was published in the South African Journal of Science in 2020. If I scroll a little bit, it will give me the subjects of the paper, and it will also give me the abstract, again, which is the summary of the article. And this is looks like they're talking about various different types of micro and macro plastic and beach debris. So that fits what we are looking for. On this page, you'll see some other useful tools on the right-hand side. Again, you can save as you go along, save to your Google Drive. If you click the PDF full text on the upper left-hand corner, this is where you're going to find the full article, and you can download it from here. I'm using Chrome right now, so I have these options for downloading here. This may look a little bit different if you're using Firefox. Also, the citation generators are over here on the right. You can click Cite and scroll to MLA, which is right here, and I can copy and paste that into the references area. Again, double check that to make sure it is correct. Going back to the library guide, there's Find Websites. This has some examples of how you can use the Google Advanced Search to look for websites or web pages that is similar to what we were doing with the database. So instead of just searching plastics and oceans, we can search for various types and get that. Remember, we were talking about millions of search results. You can narrow that down. So here's the Google Advanced Search option. Evaluating sources. Again, this is the CRAP test and the SIFT method, which I think are on your worksheet. These are just steps to take and things to think about when you're looking at internet sources. And also when you're looking at sources that you find, books that have been written, articles in the library databases as well. MLA Citation. Here are some really helpful style guides. We have the Purdue OWL style guide. Scribber is an MLA Citation style generator. And then there is NoodleTools. Here's some NoodleTools support. So if you need to log in for the first time, we've made a video. And then this is a very short video on how to create a new project and add a source for NoodleTools. So if you need help, you can get help right there. Since this is spring 2021, we also have the most up-to-date information about the library on this guide. So this is a separate guide. These are all of the most, again, up-to-date information, how to contact us, how to get a research appointment, which is just a one-on-one meeting with a librarian. So if you need help, you're welcome to contact us and we can help troubleshoot. And you can also email us if you click Ask a Librarian or chat with us as well. All right, well, I hope you have a great day and good luck with your assignment.